Hello, 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 hello. How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know where you are? You are watching Ask Alma Live. What? Yes, yes, yes. And guess what? Who am I, you ask? I'm Alma. I guess you already figured that out. What? And I'm so glad you're here. You want to know why? Other than I'm really glad you're here because the time has changed and it's still daylight. So, although we are stuck in, some of us have stepped outside for a minute. And if you're with me, light up the chat so I know that you have come back in because you wanted to hang out with us. And I'm so excited about that. So excited. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a fabulous show for you tonight. You know we do. I got some of my best and favorite girlfriends with me. So let me know where you are. Let me know. Mary Lou already sent me a text and told me she was on a retreat. You know, that's a fan right there. She let me know she would not be able to watch tonight. I'm so touched by that. Demeen, hello, hello. Demeen, help me welcome our guest for the evening. Come on in here, ladies, so I can say hello. Hello, Kim. Hello, Robin.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to tonight's show. We're waiting on Dee Dee, and I'm sure she'll be able to get in here in a minute. Dameen and Ayana, hey, how y'all doing? So glad you're with us tonight because tonight is a special night. I mean, it's special because all of us are together. Kim is with us. We're excited about that. Robin is with us. We're excited about that. And tonight, or should I say today is Robin's birthday. Pat, Lori, y'all say happy birthday. Happy birthday to the girl in the tiara. Hey, Pat, how are you? Look, can y'all see that? Can y'all see that cake? Fabulous, Lori. That's right. Did y'all see that cake? Okay, we should sing happy birthday to her, Kim, I think.
Okay.
One verse. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robin. Happy birthday to you. Girl, you know what? In another life, you would have had to pay me for that, but I'm going to give it to you for free.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Dee! Oh, Dee, you missed the happy birthday to Robin. Yes.
I was gonna ask if we were gonna sing to her. I'm sorry, Robin.
Yes.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I had to do some studio remodeling up here in the Garden State, but I'm here for you.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what Norman said about you paying your internet bill, but you know.
Can you get the internet with minutes?
Well, listen, that's the bill that gets paid first because it controls everything else.
I am so glad that Darnell Henderson is with us. Happy birthday, Robin.
Thank you.
And of course, our favorite friend, Pat Walkup. I hope that all of our favorite friends are with us tonight. Thank you so much because honestly, the time has changed. You get another hour of daylight, and the fact that you are with us, it warms my heart. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So other than the questions, I want to get a couple of things out. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Tell your mama I said hi and call your sister Tina and tell her to log on too. But anyway.
Hi, Pat. Thank you for the birthday wish. Pat's our old.
Pat Walker.
Colleague.
And I don't know if, you were on last week, Robin, weren't you?
I was, and I know that I had this pink blouse on last week.
I didn't know that.
It matches my tiara.
It does. Girl,
So
you got to match the
We are
tiara.
not mad at you, right?
We are not mad. And would not have known unless you told us.
Well, you know,
Right.
some of your subscribers might notice as they go back and click on the links, like,
Did she say that last week?
Last week when I announced that we would be going to Pat Walkups for dinner, that's what I was going to remind Pat about tonight. We going. Yeah, we going over for dinner.
I said we just block off the whole street, you know.
I think so. I like her street. I think so. I absolutely do. I want to remind our watchers that this is a entertainment advice show. None of us are doctors. And if you have some serious stuff going on, like I tell you every week, you need to get it checked out by a professional, really. We ain't mad at you. And that's the best advice we can give you. You got some stuff, call somebody.
Right.
Because I think now you can even do it online. You can do it online and hide your face if you don't want the person to see you. So really, it's no excuse. NNPA, we love them. They take care of us. And in video.
I forgot to tell you that, huh?
Volunteer video readers.
Is she the only one that's frozen?
I think so.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
It's like we're all kind of looking like, are we all frozen? No, it's just Alma. Well, I think she was going to talk about how the volunteer video readers read our questions for. Oh, she disappeared. Read our questions for us, and if you would like to be a video volunteer reader, please reach out to Alma. She's always looking for people to do that. Often, people who send in letters don't want you to know it's them, so we have volunteers to read the letters, so we don't. Here she is. We carried along in your absence. Go ahead, finish your.
You know what? That's what I'm always surrounded by my girls. I wasn't worried about it. This live show, let me tell y'all, if I got to go to the bathroom, I can get up and go, and my girl's going to take care of it while I'm gone. I ain't worried about it. Y'all wouldn't even know. Would have thought it was a part of the show. So, comment, stick with us, hang in there with us tonight. It's going to be fun. Tracy, hey girl, how you doing?
Hey Tracy.
There's
Gwendolyn Flanders. Hi Gwen.
Hey Gwen. I wanted to go ahead, Dee. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying hi to Gwen.
Oh, I know. Hey Gwen. I want to. Oh, there's my sister-in-law. I gotta say hi to my sister-in-law, Charlene. I noticed that she watches every week, and I forget to say hi to her. Like by the time I say hi to her, I've already gone into one question. So, Charlene, girl in Florida, how you doing? Tonight, you guys, I know we have our 3 questions that we're going to talk about, but the other thing I wanted to do, because I read this article, I wanted to run it by you guys because it cracked me up. I wanted to know how you felt about it. So in this pandemic, it has been brought to my attention that some couples have decided to get separate beds. Like they still in the same room, but like they have purchased separate beds, almost like Lucy and Ricky. Remember Lucy and Ricky had separate beds in the same room? Right. But, you know, since they are together all the time, and ain't nobody leaving to go to work to cut you a break. Oh, Pat had a birthday too, Robin. Happy birthday, shout out.
Happy birthday now?
Not today, but she had a birthday a couple of days ago.
Happy birthday, Pat.
But so what do you guys think about that? How do you feel about that?
Why are they doing that? I don't understand why now.
Separate beds? Well, that was the thing. It's just that couples are doing that now. So I assumed it was for different reasons. When I thought of it, while I was reading it, I thought about snoring. Like, I know.
But why would you stay in the room?
Right, exactly. If
you can look at earplugs.
I'm out.
You can listen to earplugs and not like
you can do that
hear it if you're in a separate bed.
Yeah, but why buy a separate bed?
But why buy a separate bed? I can put earplugs in and not hear you snoring
Right.
in the same bed.
Well, now
If you're
they
in the
are
same
getting.
room, you're going to hear the snoring anyway, so that
Right.
Well,
can't be
that's
it.
true. I guess because snoring was my thing. That's why I thought about snoring.
Well, you know, I think if I recall, it was something that was very common. It was something very common, and then the queen size bed became a thing, and everybody decided. I think the Brady Bunch, Mike and Carol, were the first couple, at least on TV, to sleep in the same bed.
Really?
But it can't be the pandemic. Like maybe that's the excuse. It's like, okay, well, we're in a pandemic, and I saw a meme today that said I've gotten so friendly with my husband now because of the pandemic. I almost told him about my man. But you know, Kate just asked me who the guy is that's walking around behind me. His name is Vince. He is my mother's neighbor. He is fantastic. If anything goes on here, he calls me and lets me know what's happening. And he saw that I was having a tech issue, and he dragged me over to his place. So that's why I'm here, and that's why he keeps walking back and forth. So y'all say hi to
We
Vince.
like Vince. And tell Vince, hey Vince, how you doing? Hey.
If you smell crabs, I'll be cooking them.
This is the crab guy. He said, if you smell crabs, I'll be cooking them. So he's a chef.
Tell him to be careful because now he's been on screen and everybody's going to want to know what's his email, what's his phone number.
Put it in the chat for you.
Yes. Dion Harris. She is another good friend of ours. Right. Vince. Yeah, right. Dee told me she was going to see her mother, so I don't know.
With my mama.
Yeah, that's what they call it now. Although
we know how Dee likes crabs.
Y'all are terrible. Fortunately, he can't hear y'all. So.
But you can.
But I can. I absolutely can.
That's right. So, okay. So that's all y'all think about the 2 twin beds in the room?
It's ridiculous. Get out of here.
I think it's an excuse. It's not gonna. What is the purpose?
I don't get it.
I mean, really, if you want,
it's not even a good excuse.
No, if you want to get away from your significant other, then you would like be in separate rooms at the very
least. On the couch.
Yeah. Or you've been in my house, Alma. I got 3 floors to my house. So like,
go to another floor.
Dwayne's in the basement, and I'm upstairs. We're
good. Texting texting each other. Yes.
I don't understand the extra costs.
Yeah.
And pushing those beds together, that's too much work. Just stop.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Recently we bought a couch that has you can hit the button and it reclines. So, y'all know. Like, I used to at least get up to walk towards the bedroom, and now, oh no, I'm gonna have to fall asleep reclined first.
We're gonna have to get that chair lift for you too, Alma. The one that pushes you out of the couch.
To want to push up.
Leans forward so you can get up.
It's so true. Oh my goodness, this reclined. And I always thought like I never wanted one of those because I like decorating. I love HGTV, and I was like, oh no, I will never have one of those. But I found one that's a little bit fancy, like you really wouldn't know unless I told you the button was there to push it to recline. So, let me just say, I have changed my mind on that one.
So Kay says they were sleeping separately before the pandemic. Stop lying. And I'm with you. Somebody was on the couch, so you said, well, we need a bed. Let's just get 2 beds.
Really? But who wants to sleep in a twin bed? Like, I don't think I could work it out in a twin bed anymore. No. I'd have to have a queen and he can sleep on the couch or in a chair. Like, that's how we would take care of that. Right, the reclining couch. Right. But I'm not going to try to work that out in a twin bed. That's one thing that I can't do anymore. I can't do a twin size bed or platform shoes. Like I can't do either one of those anymore, and we can't work those out. No, ain't gonna happen. So okay, well that question didn't go over the way I thought it was, but I'm glad we discussed it. We just don't know why they're getting twin size beds. Okay,
right.
so for those who are new to the show, let me tell you how this works. So I hook up with my fabulous friends every Tuesday. And y'all come on in the room with us and we have a good time. And while we're here, we listen to 3 videos. Each one is a separate question. We have VVRs. They are volunteer video readers, and they read the questions that are submitted throughout the week. And the reason that we do that is so the folks who are sending in questions can remain anonymous. Although, you want to email your question in to alwaysaskalma@gmail.com. That's fantastic. And I am so excited about it. But if you want to do your own video and send in your questions, we're open to that too. So, without further ado, young ladies, with the emphasis on young since it's Robin's birthday,
Right?
let's hit it with the first question.
Hi, Alma. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Recently, our best friends finalized a horrible divorce. We have a ton of pictures with them from over the years. One is a beautiful portrait we had done of a photo we took on vacation in Italy. Now that they aren't together, I don't know what to do with all the pictures. Do I have to take down the portrait at my house? Do you have any suggestions? What does your panel think?
All righty now, recap that question, which I thought, really, I know a whole bunch of people that's been divorced and I never even thought about this question. But this woman says that her friends are divorced now and she has a lot of photos of them together, including a portrait that they had done when they were on vacation in Italy. But what does she do with all of those photos now that they have divorced? And evidently this was a horrible divorce. This wasn't we still friends. This is you got to pick one. Pick a side and stick to it. So what would you guys suggest? I know what I would say, but
I'm a little confused. Like, it's friends that have pictures of friends and they want to know what to do with their, who has pictures and who wants to know what to do with them?
So it would be like if you had pictures of me and my first husband.
Okay.
And we are no longer together because I'm with my fabulous second husband.
Right.
And I recommend to a lot of y'all, if you're in that first one and it's not working out, don't be too heartbroken. Let it go and move on to the second one. You'll be fine. But anyway, what would you do with those first pictures? Like, what do you do with them?
Oh, okay.
I know what you did with them. You sent me a couple of them, but that, hey guys, hey Gill. But I don't think, like, we had a lot of pictures, so I don't think you did anything with them, did you? I don't know.
Thank you.
I mean, personally, I don't think it's an issue, to be honest with you. Now, maybe the big portrait possibly, but I guess my first question to the person asking the question is, what are you feeling, right? Like, what is it that you want? Do you feel a certain kind of way towards one or the other that's in the picture? Mm-hmm. If that's the case, then you might want to consider maybe taking it down and just putting it away. But I mean, if it reminds you of a great time and you guys had a wonderful time and you don't have an ill feeling towards either one of them, then why does that matter? Unless
I'm sure I have pictures of you and your first husband somewhere in my house. I may not have them displayed anymore. I would give, if they were big, beautiful pictures, I would give them to your child.
That was my answer too. Give them to the kids.
They're still, you both are still his parents, whether whether you're together or not. So I would probably give those photos to him, and and keep the few that are have some sentimental value to me. I mean, I'm not going to have a portrait of you and your first husband in my house because I like your second husband and he comes to my house. Plus, the discussion about it would be way longer than I want. So I would take that down. But or just give them to the kids, or give them to family members on that side of the family that may want them.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Mhm.
What did you do, Robin?
I get, you know how the photographer splits you up, the family, the groom's family and the groom, and then the bride's family and her bridesmaids and family. I gave a lot of those pictures to his mother, so and to him, and I kept mine, of course, and they're just in a folder. Like, I keep thinking I'll put it together for a scrapbook for E maybe, but I didn't burn them. But as far as the I look good in those pictures. And we paid too much money for those pictures.
Yes.
But the portrait thing is kind of funny, because my husband had a portrait of us done on our honeymoon, and it hung in my mother-in-law's basement for years. I still talk to her every day. But then he got married again. I was wondering how long she was going to leave that big picture up. And she left it up for quite a while, and then I think she finally took it down.
Yeah, but
years
not right
later.
away.
But not right away.
Yeah,
my mother-in-law. I'm sorry.
She took it down after he remarried. Not all the girlfriends in between. It just stayed up there.
Yeah, my mother-in-law had a portrait up in her house until she left that home. It was up. She was like, "That's my grandson's mother." She used to be married to my. But she was like that. She never took down any of the photos of me from her house, and she didn't care who came in there. She was like, "This is who she is. She's not going away. Suck it up, figure it out."
That's good.
She never took.
She can make a scrapbook.
Yeah.
I like the idea to send it to their children if they have adult children. I think that's a great idea. I can remember visiting an aunt who was older, and she had a picture of me and my first husband in a nice frame. And she met my second husband and liked him very much, and made it clear that she liked him better than the first one. But the picture remained with the pictures in the family area that had all the pictures. And I don't think that she was doing it on purpose. I think she was 70 something and it was just a picture in a frame. So I actually had a picture printed the same size. And when we were visiting, I opened the back, I put the picture of Gill and me on top and put the back on and set it down.
You replaced the picture? You replaced the picture.
Y'all know me. I ain't got to ask you 50,000 questions. I can take care of it. I will handle it for you. And I put that one back. And I said something to her about it. I go, "Look, you like that?" She said, "Oh, well, that is nice." Like, I don't even think, again, she's 70-something. She don't care. She didn't give it too much thought. Now, the portrait thing, I do have a picture framed of some of us, and I know that she is watching. Don't get mad, call me later. But anyway, it's a really nice picture of us on vacation, and there's a family member who's look at Clarice, she's talking about my mom. See, that's why my family can't watch. They always be adding all the stuff too. I'm so glad y'all watch. I take that back. I don't want to take that picture down.
Right.
Like, it was a picture of us on vacation, all of us. It was actually 3 couples in this picture. And it was a fabulous time. Like, I know one of the couples isn't together anymore, and okay, y'all ain't together anymore. But the picture brings back such wonderful memories.
Yes.
And it's a gorgeous picture. Like, we were in Hawaii and everybody's looking all fabulous and everything. I just, I'm just gonna, and this was a terrible breakup too. But when I look at the picture, okay, how about I won't give him the time of day, but I'm gonna leave the picture up, beautifully framed, to remind me of memories, and we just gonna have to deal with that.
Right.
But again, she made her comments and kept it going. Like, she didn't say, "Girl, take that picture." Oh, I was getting ready to say what she said. All right. Okay, y'all would be proud of me if y'all knew how I sucked that back in.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, But she was like, take it down. But I'm not. Like, it's quarantine time, so she hasn't been over here. She hasn't seen it. And I look at it all the time, and it is what it is.
Right.
So yes, for the person who sent us that question is actually somebody who worked with us at USA Today. I will not mention her name, but there is our advice to you. Thank you very much.
Pictures.
Keep them.
Keep the pictures. Or give them to the adult.
Give the pictures to the family, but that portrait you paid for is a snapshot in time of good times. And that's the reality in marriages. It's not just the couple. They make friends, they have families, and we don't have to fall apart just because the couple didn't make it.
Right. I was thinking that too, Robin, that it's a happy time. If it's a happy time, leave it up and display it as a happy time. Yes. Because there are times that are happy. So, all right. That was so good, ladies. I like when we agree because y'all know most of the time I don't agree with none of y'all. Usually on Ask Alma, I'm sitting here going, no. So let's hear question number 2.
Rio, and I'm one of the video artists for this week's Ask.
Come on back, Rio.
Alma. When the pandemic hit, my son lost his job and had to move back. So now that things are opening back up, he's able to go back to work. Here's the problem. I'm a senior citizen, 78 years old, and I'm not in the greatest of shape. And my health, I'm a little bit worried about it. They don't give tests where he works, and I'm just afraid he'll come home and give me COVID. I'm on the list to be vaccinated, but I haven't been vaccinated yet. I'm scared, but I don't want to put my son out in the street. What can I do?
So I've gotten this question in many variety of ways. And I picked this one because it came from a father. A couple of them came from moms who were saying that family members are back at home and some of them are now being allowed to go back to work, but the older people in the house have not been fully vaccinated, and so they have concerns about that. So what do you guys think?
It's a legitimate concern, very much so. I can absolutely understand where the person is coming from. The fear is real. However, if the son, adheres to the regulations, wears his masks, washes his hands all the time, tries to stay away from people as much as possible, again, you still run the risk of possibly bringing something home. But at 78 years of age, hopefully this gentleman, right? It was a gentleman.
The dad.
Will be getting vaccinated really, really soon. The other thing that could help with that is to socially distance or stay apart in the house, right?
Yeah.
So when the son comes home, great, you're here, but this is your space. This is my space, right? You don't invade my space, and just keep their due diligence up with cleanliness.
I was thinking that too, Kim, like separate spaces in the house. Like the son, when you come home from work, you go in your bathroom and take all your stuff off and do what you need to do. And I'll hang out on this side of the house. Right. I wasn't sure what it would do if they had to share a kitchen. I don't know if like one person is in there, if they wipe down, and then maybe the son can go in later. But if he's a chef, he's probably bringing food home anyway. Or eating at work. Yeah, or eating at work. But I think too, there has to be space between the two. Like he said, I don't want to put my son out, and I can totally understand that. We aren't saying you should put your family member out at all, but I do think that like you said, there needs to be some separation in the house.
Correct.
Like have a conversation about how you do that.
But that may not be possible, you mini mansion people.
Okay. Even if you're living in an apartment, though, you can set aside certain areas that are just yours alone, right?
Yes.
Like they're not going to share a bedroom, obviously.
Right. And to protect grandma, maybe perhaps she's the person that stays still. Like we can bring you your food, we can bring you what you need, so we're not exposing you to all the things that are going on outside of the house.
That's a good point.
It made me think of you remember last year there was a gentleman who his grandparents was living with his parents, and they asked he wanted to go to spring break, and his parents asked him not to go, and he went anyway. And when he came back, there was a bag of groceries and an envelope of money on the porch, and they said, well, you need to go wherever you were because you're not coming in here killing my parents because you had to be in Fort Lauderdale. So maybe, if it's financially feasible, maybe there's someplace else he can stay until till everyone has their vaccination, or a family member or something that has to be out as well, and then you don't have to run the risk of getting anyone sick.
That's my handsome nephew Bernard. He says he's got to stay masked and distance. Son needs to be considerate of his father's health and
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
correct.
We gotta. That's right.
Absolutely.
Hello, nephew. He's so handsome. How you doing? Robin, you were saying?
And nurses and doctors have been having to deal with this. I mean, they live with family and children and all of those things. You just make the rule, like I still have the sign up on my door to the house when you come in from the garage, wash your hands. It is obnoxious. It's right there in your face. And in the beginning of the pandemic, I was so afraid of my mother getting it that, as soon as someone came in the door, I was either looking in the kitchen or looking at them to make sure they went directly to the sink and started washing their hands. We had Clorox wipes right there by the sink. After you got done washing your hands, you took the wipe and you wiped down the faucet and the faucet handle. This chef, if he's a real chef, has gone through food service, so he understands the importance of cleanliness.
Right.
And
you hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, as the father,
that's a whole nother conversation.
Indeed.
But as the father, he has the right to be as frank as possible and say, look, I love you, but this is my abode, and you know that I'm the most vulnerable. You've got to take this seriously and mask up. Anytime you're around me, mask up.
Right.
We've got to do this. And it worked out. It'll work out.
I think it's sad because, like you guys mentioned, like Dee mentioned, some spaces are very tight, and they have a good number of people in those spaces. And you can't say, especially people who, we all need our jobs. We want to go back to work at some point, but to know that you have to go back to work right now, where everybody has not been vaccinated, so you're really taking a chance every time you go. Yep. That's a tough place to be, because then you're coming home to an older family member,
right? And I worry. When I come to see my mother, I shut it down for at least 7 days. I don't go anywhere, because I know that I'm going to be coming to her house, which is small. And, it's just her, but still, so whatever I need, it has to happen before I get in the car and come here. So, because the horror of thinking that I would bring something to her that would harm her. Right. And the son, I would imagine the son probably has that in his mind. So he would do whatever he needs to do to be safe. Plus he'd be homeless otherwise. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Something else to consider as well might be, getting like those portable air filters.
Yes. I think Jackie Blaze says something about open the windows and make sure that. And I see that Don Rimmer is with us tonight. Thank you for watching so much. And I don't want to say too much, but he's got a question coming up next week. Okay. You can even read your own question if you want to on video. Let me know. I can have.
He says our fun is not allowed. We've been doing this for
months and months. And this is the
Years.
watered down version.
Yes.
This is the watered down version.
This is not the McLean cafeteria version by any stretch of the imagination.
No. But I think, I feel for the father. And I thought it was fantastic for him to have a concern and write in to ask Alma, because we hear from moms all the time. Mm-hmm. So that was really nice of him to wonder what he should do, ask for some advice, and listen to hear, where we guided him on this. And sadly, it's like, if you guys can, you're on one side, he's on the other side, because the one thing that can't happen is you don't put him out. You're right about that. You do not put him out.
Did he say that the son had a vaccine?
No, he didn't. Mm-mm. He just said that they've called him to come back to work, and he's a chef and he's concerned. So it makes me think he doesn't have the vaccine, and
but
he's concerned.
Even if he did have the vaccine, there's no guarantee that he won't bring it back into the house.
Oh no, but I mean, I'm just saying. Let me say it this way: I never used to get the flu vaccine until my mother was really ill, and I began to get the flu vaccine as a prophylactic for her. And so the son has got to do whatever it takes to mitigate that, even if he wasn't planning on getting the vaccine. I don't know, lie and say you're some kind of first responder. I don't know what you got to do, but do it.
We're not telling you to lie, but if you hit that first square on the application by accident before you hit send, then
there was a whole news story about people lying about jumping in line to get the vaccine.
So sorry.
That was a fascinating story. You should all.
You just have to be really vigilant. Like just recently, Alma sent us the link to go and get the vaccine in Baltimore. Well, I live in Silver Spring. That's an hour drive, and then I stood in the cold for almost 3 hours to get that vaccine. It's important.
Yes,
it is. It's very important. But I also heard, like when I went and got the vaccine, I had my first shot. I haven't gotten my second one yet. I go in for that one in another week. But the first one, I went to Baltimore. Gill pulled in to go park because, he's vaccinated veterans. Although now, for any veterans who are watching, your spouse can be vaccinated too. Any of you who need to know that. But I got out of the car. I walked in. I stood in line. I went through the checkout. Like everything from getting out of the car to getting back in the car, it was an hour and 15 minutes.
Me too.
It was so they were so on top of things, and it was Johns Hopkins, and because Robin, I think you had found out that they had some kind of computer situation going on. Right. But for me, it was easy. They told you where to go every step of the way. Mm-hmm. It was really very well orchestrated, and the only thing that I would suggest is that people get there early. But they were only letting you in if there was a 30-minute time difference with getting your shot.
Yeah. I couldn't go in. I had to wait 10 minutes before I could go in. 10 minutes before my appointment, before I could even go into the building, before they would let me get on the elevator. But I went to Anne Arundel, like they're handling their business. They're like Chick-fil-A. They are not.
Right. It was so like Chick-fil-A.
Listen, I was like, I was in and out of there in no time. It was amazing.
Did they have the screen D at the end where you could do your selfie? Vaccinated?
Right, but with the mask on and the head on, and it was like, it looked like somebody robbing the bank because here I got vaccinated. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to just comment because Clarice said this before we started talking about the vaccinations. Is the same thing applies to school kids.
Yep.
And that's a real challenge, and particularly in the DMV because every district is handling the reopening differently. Yeah. So you have some kids going, some kids not, some kids on the bus, some kids walking, some take public transportation. So the adults are exposed. They can't even contain their own space because they have so many factors that are coming into their space. Like this gentleman and his son, hopefully he goes straight to work and comes straight home.
Right.
So, but teenagers, they've never walked a straight line. So, and there's probably 10 things that they can get into between school and home. Mm-hmm. Not so much the smaller kids, but certainly the older kids. And with our regional, the ability to travel through in and out the states creates a real problem.
It really does. Yeah. Thank you, ladies. This was fantastic. I think that's a lot of information for him, and I hope that they are able to work that out. And I really appreciate that question. It was a good one. So we're ready for question number 3.
Guys, my name is Patrice, and I'm one of your VVRs for this week's Ask Alma. Hello. My mother started telling lies to me and my brothers and sisters about not being able to pay her bills. She will ask each one of us to pay a bill every month. My father left my mother well off, and it feels like she's stealing from us. And we don't understand why she doesn't realize that we all talk to each other. When I confronted her, she said I was evil. And that's why she never told me who my real father is. Now I'm completely livid. She stopped taking my calls. I don't know if she's going crazy or not, and I'm not paying any of her bills. I do, however, want to know what she's talking about when it comes to my dad. What do you think about what's happening to me, Alma?
Well, panel. I need to recap that
is nasty.
That was nasty.
You don't do what I want, so I'm going to hit you with this hammer of information that you don't know.
And then I won't take your call.
And then I won't.
Right. You won't give me money anyway.
You ain't getting answers. No money, no answers.
We are laughing, but that's brutal.
That's awful.
Brutal.
It's awful.
It's
completely awful. I mean, because what do you do? Like, it's so many layers of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first part that the mom is telling the adult children she can't get her bills paid, which isn't true. And they feel guilty, so they give her money.
I was going to say, if they know it isn't true, why do they give her the money?
Because it's their mama. Like, what do you do? What do you say?
It's classic manipulation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because what if the lights go out at your mama's house?
She'll be in the dark.
No.
She won't pay the bill if the lights go out on her. And you know what? I can say this because my mother has never asked us for anything. In fact, when we found out, secondhand that she needed something, we had to go to her and say, "Why didn't you ask us for it?" Yeah, and she doesn't believe that her children should have to take care of her or any of those things. So it is very different from me. But mommy is just messy. I'm bothered by her.
That was nice. That was very nice. That was nice. Mommy is messy.
It's messy, mommy. But it always has been. Has always been messy. This isn't new to them. And that may be why they feel guilty about doing it, because there's been a history, a lifetime of her manipulating them. And she's probably got a few more cards that she could spit out to any of the other children if they get out of line.
Right. That she has in her back pocket. Yeah. So, but do we now? I'm still throwing it out there. If you are asked to pay a bill by a parent, don't you pay it?
If I pay it, I'm paying it to the electric company direct.
Like PSE&G.
Exactly.
Right. Yes. But then that's still a manipulation, because she still may have money to pay the bill. But
that's fine.
But that is true.
But if I find out about it, then I can stop, and then the bill will stop being paid, and she'll have to fork out the cash.
Right. But we all, if we hear from a parent that there is a need to pay a bill, we all will do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
especially in the winter time. But
in the summer, light a candle,
blankets.
Springtime, maybe not.
Open that window. Oh, just open the window. free air. That air is free.
Summer, yes. Winter, yes. Spring and fall.
I don't know, Mama. So she lies about her bills. The daughter confronts her about it to say, "Look, Mama, we know you lying. We talk to each other."
Right.
And that's something too. I think that is a part of the manipulation when mothers don't even think about how the adult children talk to each other.
Right.
So you tell one thing and tell the other one something else. You think they're really not going to call or text each other.
Exactly.
So that part is kind of crazy too. And then
handling this paternity situation, does the mother have siblings that might be able to tell her any information?
There's an aunt somewhere. There's an
Who
aunt.
knows
There's an auntie.
Somebody
There's
knows.
an auntie or a friend.
You start
somewhere.
looking at the family pictures from all those rent parties they used to have. You're gonna find a face that looks familiar or looks like yours.
maybe not. No, because I know people who I think I know a couple of people who the father that they think is the father is not the father. Because I'm at that age now, I'm almost 60. Right. So I'm in that where and not my place to tell them, but I do think you see what you want to see. I think that people know good and well that the child might not be theirs, but they want the child to be theirs, or it's been so many years that have gone by that, nobody's going to bring it up or say anything about it. It
sounds like their father died because she said left her.
Left her plenty of money.
Right. So he's gone. But she may have, there's some mothers that think it's their children's job to take care of them, regardless of whether they take care of themselves or not. So she expects them to, do that. I don't even know what to say about that. As a mother, I can't imagine creating that kind of pain in your child intentionally. Like, we've all been upset with people, but not to the point where I would say something that would be that detrimental. Like, if she had
money.
Said, over money. Or
money.
Right.
Over bills.
But that's okay, because your daddy ain't your daddy anyway.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Like, you can say, I don't like that haircut, or, you need to lose 20 pounds. Like, there's some ways you can, you can be mean. You can be mean to your child without, being some devastating news, because now she told her that and now won't talk to her.
Right. Or you can say, like, you didn't even learn to read until you were 10.
Right. You used to pee the bed. There's always something.
You used to pee in the bed.
There's always something.
We are really coming off with a lot of these. As if
come on, she could put down some of her guilt because her mama don't want to talk to her. Well, my money doesn't spend. My money doesn't spend. You don't talk.
Right. Then I'm not. Yeah.
Eventually, mama's going to have to talk if she wants that. She's going
to go to the other children.
Let her go.
She's going to go to the other children and then probably create rifts between them. Your sister did so and so, right? And I mean, if they're strong enough, they'll keep that relationship. They, like I said, they know, Mom, this isn't new behavior from their mother.
Yeah. Exactly, and the child or the lady who sent in the question, she's just, this is probably the first time that she actually stood up to Mom and said, "I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing." And that's Mom was like, oh, you caught me. So now I got to save face and I got to, create all this drama and chaos. Right.
So, and I guess she was the one because she didn't say that her sibling, she said she was the one.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
So now she's considered the black sheep of the family, so to speak. Right. And the mom will probably go to the other siblings and start spewing hate and nastiness about that one. And
well, it's conceivable that it's not true. I mean, she may have just said that just to hurt her.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I thought that too, because if she's that manipulative, people like that, they can come up with a lie in an instant.
In a minute,
in an instant.
That was very hurtful, though.
That hurt my feelings.
No, it hurt my feelings too, Robin. I was like,
I'm thinking maybe this is a good exit strategy for you, sis. Maybe maybe this is a good time to take a time out and get some counseling and some.
That's exactly
another look at my family situation.
Yep.
And what did Gigi say? She said sometimes it's hard for the family to believe their siblings. So that's true. Yes, I know. Because you can say to one of them that Mama said this to me, and most likely they would say, "Oh no, she didn't."
And Tracy says, even adult children should have boundaries with their parents, and they know she's scheming, and they should just, let her sit in the dark for a minute. Tracy, I'm with you, girl.
Give her a time, Tracy. Give her a time out. Give Mama a time out.
For real. Give Mama a time out. Mama needs to just be over there for a while, and you need to be here fixing you.
Yeah,
and like Pat says, the man who raised her is her father. That's right, Pat. Walk up the guy. Right. But okay, like we're saying that, just like we're saying, put Mama in the timeout. I don't know about that much, ladies, because my mother was a mother. Like my mother was like, I ain't interested in being your friend. I don't even like you half the time anyway. So, like, it really doesn't matter to me what you think about anything. And so I don't really know how that is. She was always brutally honest. As a matter of fact, a woman posted on Facebook this week about the differences, how parents coddle kids now, or like, with football games, both teams win because, they don't want anybody to experience loss. And I was thinking, my mother would be like, that's all you had? Dang, girl, you could have got out there and done a little bit better than that. Like, they almost, they cared about your feelings, but you were at a young age. You had to learn quickly how to handle that.
They were preparing you for adulthood.
Or a bad mood. Exactly. You had to be ready for that.
They were preparing you for adulthood. That's
exactly. Tracy said your mama didn't ask you to pay bills, though.
No, but you know what my mother did? God rest her soul, Carl. So when I was 20 and I got a job, I was so excited. And my mother said, you have to pay me $50 a month. I was like, for what? And she was like, for rent. I was like, I ain't paying rent. Kim didn't have to pay rent. And she was like, you don't know what Kim did. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you are asking me to pay rent to live here with you and Daddy. And I got a curfew. Are you serious? Like, it was unbelievable.
The curfew part hurt. Now that's a curveball right there now.
Oh my goodness. But about a year and 3 months, not more than a year and a half later, I was settling well into my job at USA Today. So I got an apartment. And my mom and my Aunt Elmira, we went out to yard sales. They bought everything. We furnished the apartment. It was so cute, y'all. I'm telling you, it was so cute. But anyway, I say all of that because we hung curtains. We did everything. And when they were getting ready to go, at the door, my mother handed me a savings account book. Do you guys remember those? Mm-hmm. When you had to write in, it wasn't like swipe cards and stuff like that. It was a book. It was a book. It was a savings account book. And she said, this is enough money that if you're in a jam, you can pay your rent.
And it was the money she had.
It was all the money she had collected from you. Gave her. It was every dollar that I had ever given her. And I felt so bad because I gave her a hard time about that $50.
But that apartment that you got cost more than $50, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it cost more than $50. Yeah, totally. But the fact that she has saved it, to be a buffer for me, because I didn't have a savings. Girl, I was like spending from the upcoming paycheck. But she too was the kind of mother who didn't ask us. She gave you. She didn't ask you for anything. But she gave it back to me, but she never said anything. It was a year and a half of me running my mouth. I can't believe you keep asking me for money. I gotta pay rent for real. Wait till I tell Daddy. It's like, there's no way my father knows about this because he would never allow you to take rent money from me. But she never said a word. She never uttered anything. She took all of that and then handed it back to me. But I think the difference is I don't know how you can. I mean, if you have to ask your adult child for money, I get that. Things happen. But to be evil because you're not getting what you want,
Right.
that to me is two different things. That's like, I don't know what that is.
It's
and
evil.
It is evil.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, and especially to question one's parent. So now you saying, that's why I didn't tell you who your, what does paying the light bill have to do with who my father is?
Well, she could conceivably just go over there and camp out. Like, just say, I'm not leaving here. You don't want to talk. I'm not leaving here till you tell me what you're talking about. I mean, it's not like.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Like that's a Hallmark movie.
No. I'm not enthused about seeing you no time soon, Mama. I don't need to see you no time soon.
Exactly. And if I were really that pressed about trying to figure out is she telling me the truth or not, I would go take a DNA test.
Yes, somebody else I think put up ancestry.com because now you can find all that stuff out. Like,
and if she was mean enough to do that to her child in the first place, what are you going to believe, from her after that?
Exactly.
You have no leverage. You have no leverage with her in making her tell the truth.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. That's very, very tough. So what are we going to tell her? What are we going to tell her to do now, ladies?
Tell her she needs to put a lot of space between her and her mama.
Yeah.
And don't pay the bill.
Pay the bills, right?
Right.
I'm serious.
Oh yeah. I'm totally with you on that one. Don't pay the bill.
Oh wait, when I said that in the beginning, y'all all were all over me. Now you're saying
no. Wait. It was your tone. It's not what you say.
Oh, it was how because I said don't pay her bills, let her sit in the dark.
Yeah, you was all Jersey girl. You was all no. Not even with the matches for the candle.
Yeah.
You was all No, but I mean, I hear you guys saying that, and but I don't think I think we can all say that, but I think when you're dealing with your mother, it's difficult. It's a difficult space. Alma. I do.
We don't pick your relatives. And at this age, I say that probably more frequently than I did when I was 20 and 25. You can't pick them, but are you supposed to spend the rest of your life, dealing with all of the toxicity, right?
You got
the nonsense that those people bring to your life. If they're not bringing you life, peace, light, and whatever else you need, they need to go. And if that's your mom, I'm sorry.
But she just went beyond. A lot of our mothers aren't hazel with pearls around her neck, but she took it to a whole another painful level.
Painful
level.
She just went from being a dysfunctional mom to whacked. Just whacked.
I mean, that was sadistic.
It was.
It was sadistic, and so that person just needs counseling. They need to separate from her for a while. She's got other children. Right. She's gonna lie to them anyway. You're not gonna win, so just don't pay the bill. Use that money for your counseling session.
That's right.
And Mama will. If she's that money hungry, she'll eventually come up with some kind of scheme to call you.
Oh yeah, she'll call again. Absolutely. Tracy says, "Mama is a woman just like you. At some point, don't accept the BS."
Yeah,
that's right.
And that's sad. I feel for her, and we are sending you hugs because that was horrible. Like,
it was horrible.
It was horrible for her to say it. If it's true, if it's not true, it doesn't matter. Paying her bills or not paying her bills, it doesn't matter. It was horrible for her to say that to you, and the fact that you feel that way is legitimate. We want to tell you that.
Exactly.
Yes.
How you feel is legitimate, however that is. Y'all know what? Yes, on that, girl. We got love for you. And on that note, our hour is coming to an end. So, oh my gosh, it does. It goes by so fast. Really quickly. And oh my gosh, I want to thank everybody for spending time with us this evening, because we know y'all got, your STEMI checks deposited and you really didn't have to hang out with us.
I swear, I've known Robin. I have known Robin for more than 30 years, and that pose right there. When she did that, I was like, "Oh man!" It took me way back to the 80s in the newsroom.
Oh Lord,
she's been doing that her whole life
for years. Kim, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, and I hope you come back again.
I
hope you enjoyed it and come back again. That'll be fantastic. Gail Dorsey, thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Love y'all, ladies. Thank you, audience.
Bye.
Everybody
Happy birthday,
be
Pat.
careful.
Happy birthday, Robin.
Thank you, Dee.